Like, what was your feeling like when you first got signed to the Rock? Like how you? What was your?
Well, I
input,
never was signed to the Rock, so that was the whole thing too. Like, let's
wait a minute. The whole Dipset movement, because then y'all dropped the compilation.
I started independent records, the first artist damn near in New York City to do an independent deal. Remember, I tried to sign and told Dame to give me $1 million. He laughed at me. I said, cool. And I was like, yo, I direct, engineer. I was telling him all this type of shit. He was like, yo, you ain't worth $1 million. I was like, cool.
I ain't know that.
Jim Jones just flipped the whole Dipset story on his head. For years, everybody assumed he was officially signed to Rocafella Records, standing right beside Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Cameron as one of the faces of Dipset. But now, Jim has just cleared the air, and what he revealed says a lot about how business and loyalty really work in hip-hop. He said it plain and simple. He was never signed to The Rock. He wasn't on paper. He wasn't on the contracts. Cam might have been his brother, but Jim Jones was moving like a boss on his own. While the world thought he was a part of the Rockefeller machine, he was actually building his own empire, doing his own deals and betting on himself. And here's what makes this even crazier. Jim Jones said he asked Dame Dash for $1 million deal, and Dame Dash laughed at him. Instead of getting mad or folding, Jim Jones went independent, linked with Koch Records, and turned that move into millions of dollars. That gamble became one of the smartest business plays in hip-hop history. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
I was outside.
I call it life outside the velvet rope.
Yeah, like I was outside, so I had to mix with a lot of different people from to the industries to everything, because we had a movement that we was building, and trying to keep Cam a star and still make the movement be known so it could push that level, you know what I mean? Like, it was a lot of different variables to the whole shit. It became difficult a lot of times and shit like that, but most all my end-all position was just to do whatever it took to make us
to win,
so we all could get the bag, and nobody would have to depend on nobody if this shit all crumbles. And I think we did that.
That's a fact.
You heard?
No, y'all definitely did that, man. Like, what was your feeling like when y'all first got signed to the Rock? Like how you? What was your?
Well, I never was signed to the Rock, so that was the whole thing too. Like, let's
wait a minute. The whole Dipset movement, because then y'all dropped the compilation.
I started independent records, the first artist damn near in New York City to do an independent deal. Remember, I tried to sign and told Dame to give me $1 million. He laughed at me. I said, cool. And I was like, yo, I direct, engineer. I was telling him all this type of shit. He was like, yo, you ain't worth $1 million. I was like, cool.
I ain't know that.
We had did the label deal up there, and Jewels was the first artist that was signed under the label deal that we did with Diplomat and Rocafella and shit like that. Jim Jones never had a deal up at Rocafella. I got a bag and shit like that from when Cam signed the deal and shit like that, but he gave me like $75,000. It was cool.
Damn, that's crazy. I thought y'all had the whole label deal and all of y'all was signed. Because even when the compilation came out.
I pretty much did my deal on my own. Remember, Cam is my partner. I wasn't signed to Cam. Cam is my partner. I was one of the CEOs at Dipset. I went and did my deal at Koch. Telling Cam, like, yo, don't matter where we go, as long as people know it's a Diplomat bird and it's a Diplomat artist, they gonna go buy the records. Don't matter if it's Dip Jam, Koch, whatever. We went to Koch and did an independent record deal and shit like that, and that was like for one of the big stories behind my success was like as I took a gamble on selling to an independent label.
I don't think nobody really know that, bro. I don't think nobody know that story. I'm pretty sure people think just like me that you was signed to the Rock.
That's crazy that you didn't know that. Nah, I definitely wasn't signed to the Rock as a businessman, and I wasn't even signed as a businessman. It was just, I don't even want to get into it. All right, but that was my partner. I was told that I was CEO, but my name wasn't on nobody's paper. But during that time, I was a CEO with the Diplomats, and he had all the business going through Rocafella. But that was my man, like I said, and I would do anything that he asked me to do because you my man. So I'm praying that you would take care of me the same way I'm taking care of you.
That's right.
Long story short, whatever and shit like that. But yeah, during that time, the deal was with Rocafella for the label. Jewels was the first artist under that. All our other deals and all that was bring to Koch. After I had the success of Koch, Cam started bringing more Diplomat artists and shit
over
like
there
that, doing that type of shit.
Because you definitely was the first artist on Koch, right?
Well, I was the most successful artist on Koch, but from
so
Diplomat,
that makes you the first.
Koch has been an independent label for years. Like, they did a lot of records, even going back to dealing with Fat Joe and all this stuff. So they was already moving and shit like that, but not at the capacity of a Def Jam. That's why they was called an independent label at that time. So I was able to catapult the Diplomat success with the deal that I was doing with Koch, and it just rolled over into Jim Jones, Diplomat. It didn't matter. They didn't care about Koch. Let's go get the album. And I was lucky enough to catch that wave like that.
Fucking man, like Harlem. Y'all motherfuckers, man. It's a lot of great people came out of Harlem.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what's so weird, that being from Brooklyn, we consider this shit all one. The Bronx, Yonkers, all that shit all one. Because all y'all niggas hang in the same places. You know what I'm saying? So to us, I feel like we don't know the difference. So I put it all into the one pot. But y'all made y'all mark as a group. But then you made your mark as a solo artist, as a boss on your own outside the group. How you feel about that?
I mean, I feel good that I was able to use my success and hard work that I had with the Diplomats and turn that into Jim Jones's solo career success and everything that came with all my business affairs and ancillary business that I was able to create from Diplomats and things like that. It felt good, you know what I mean? And nothing was promised. It was all God being next to me and things like that. But the hard work that I put in, being consistent, always showing up, being relentless, not taking no for nothing, trying shit, losing, winning big, losing a million times, win big again. Like, I did it all. Like, I just refused to stop, you know what I mean? And that was one of the things that served me the best, was my relentlessness in this game.
Jim Jones just reminded everybody why independence in hip-hop is power. When you listen to him break down the whole situation with Rocafella Records, it's not just about business. It's about self-worth. Jim Jones wasn't sitting around waiting for a label or another man to validate him. He saw what Cam was doing. He saw what Dame and Jay were building, and he found his own lane with Koch Records. That's what made Dipset special. Every one of those members moved like their own boss. To me, this moment says a lot about how the industry works behind the scenes. See, people assume everybody on the same label got the same deal, but that's never how it goes. Jim Jones said it straight. His name wasn't even on the paperwork. Yet he was still moving, still leading, and still putting in the same work as the people who were. That tells you what kind of grind and pride he had. I like that he didn't sound bitter about it either. He just told the truth. Sometimes things don't line up the way they're supposed to, but the real ones make it work anyway. And that's exactly what he did. Instead of chasing validation from Rocafella Records, he went independent, took a risk, and turned it into a win. That's a boss move no matter how you look at it. The crazy part is that most people really thought Jim Jones was signed to The Roc. That shows you how strong Dipset brand really was. They built something so powerful, it looked like everybody under that umbrella had the same backing. But it was really built off loyalty, hustle, and that Harlem energy. You can't buy that. At the end of the day, I think this story shows the importance of ownership and patience. Jim Jones could have taken whatever deal they offered him back then just to say he was a part of the label, but he trusted his own vision instead. And that's the part that separates artists who last from the ones who get used up and forgotten. That's why I respect how Jim Jones handled it. He didn't throw shade. He didn't play victim. He just made his own way and helped turn Dipset into a cultural movement that still gets love 20 years later. When you move with purpose and keep your independence, your legacy lasts way longer than any label deal ever could. Now I want to hear from y'all. Do you think that Jim Jones made the right move by staying independent instead of signing to Rocafella Records? And do you think artists today still have that same kind of independence mindset? Or are they too focused on chasing the cosign? Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.